So Patrick Bet David appeared on an episode of Jubilee entitled "One Capitalist versus 20 Anti-Capitalists." And I think this was a great way for these young people to realize what the real world is actually like. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Patrick Bet David appearing on an episode of Jubilee entitled "One Capitalist versus 20 Anti-Capitalists." Now, this was really great. I will link to the whole thing in the box, clips in the box, but we're going to get through a few things here. And before I get into it, I just want to say one thing. I like having the in-person communication with people because we could do things online, and that's a great way to communicate. But when you're running somebody's face, when you're in person, the energy is much different. If they cannot handle your energy in person, that'll be revealed. If they're scared, intimidated, all of that will be revealed. And I think the most important thing that we can gain from this episode, my episode that I was on, and all the other things like this is when people are confronted with somebody in person, sometimes their mind can be changed. Or you might be able to see how they don't want to change their mind and they're not very open to any new suggestions. And that will be totally evident to the audience. And when they see that, maybe they're going to change their mind if they agree with those who disagree with the main person. Now, before I go any further, let's get straight into it. Of course, again, I'll link to everything in the box. I'll link to the full thing in the box. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
All of you here can't stand the phrase MAGA, Donald Trump, any of that stuff. Is that a fair assessment? Fair. Okay.
Yeah, so it's your point.
So think about it this way. So maybe you're right that the Democratic Party that's been earning your vote for a long time wants to keep you there because they'll have your vote for the rest of your life.
They have never earned my vote.
Who did you vote for in 2024?
In 24, I voted for the socialist candidate.
Who was that?
Claudia de la Cruz, I believe.
Who did you vote for in 2020?
I was actually not able to vote. I was in a hospital.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yes,
sorry
because...
Okay, I got to pause a little bit for fair use. I think Jubilee's pretty good with the fair use stuff, so please pardon the pauses, but I got to do it occasionally. So she's in the hospital. She couldn't vote in 2020, but she did vote in 2024 for an irrelevant person that had no chance.
Of results of capitalism.
Tell me more.
Yeah, so I didn't have access to proper health care or even access to a proper job that would sustain me as a disabled person.
Are you comfortable being specific on what happened?
You
don't have to if you're not comfortable with it.
I'm also mentally ill, so that was something I had to deal with.
I mean, you know what? That right there, the whole mentally ill part, I don't know what she has or what's going on, but there's a common thread in a lot of these people. There's underlying problems that they have not dealt with, which, in my humble opinion, yields a radical type of point of view, a radical worldview that doesn't really work.
But I'm mainly mentally ill because I am disabled in a capitalist country.
Tell me more about mentally ill. Who qualified you as somebody that's mentally ill?
Me and my doctor team.
Who convinced you that you're mentally ill?
Me and my doctor team.
What's the specific category of mental illness? Is there?
We got to get down to the bottom of it, because when you say you're mentally ill, that could mean anything. Okay, you might just be a little bit shy, you might be a little bit nervous, and then somebody, some doctor, some overambitious person trying to sell drugs, some ambitious person says, "Oh, you have this and you have that," and that can be a thing that is always in your mind, and it behaves as an anchor from you being able to move forward in your life in a productive and in a productive and beneficial way to society.
One, you know why I asked this question? Let me explain to why I asked this question.
So I don't even like the psychological industry. I don't really stand for like Sigmund Freudian politics or anything like that. So if you're going to debate the ethics of psychology.
I'm not. Where I'm going with this is going back to the same thing with if the money were to divide it equally, it'll end up being worth out within 5 years. My trouble is, in many cases...
Now, what he said right there, if you guys didn't catch it, they're probably talking about something else, like, of course, before this. If you just took all the money in the world and just distributed evenly among all the people, the money would end up in the same hands that it is right now within 5 years, meaning all the millionaires, billionaires, they would still be the rich people, and the ones without the money will still be the ones without the money. That's typically how it works.
Somebody you and I look up to will say something to us that we choose to believe for the rest of our lives. Unfortunately, it could be something where you have ADHD, you're mentally ill, you're poor, you're this, you're that, and we get to choose to buy into that or not. And if you do...
So you're saying I'm not mentally ill or I'm not disabled?
I'm not saying you are or you're not. I would challenge it to go a little bit deeper to see if there's anything you can do about it.
So you're asking me about my health. You're asking me about my disability.
I'm not.
And my...
I will say we are in a market where, stay with me here, there is a market where there's profit to convince you to you have issues to take the medication because they're making money.
Yeah, but I don't
I'm
have access to the medication. I don't have access to even a result or a solution to my disability as someone with a connective tissue disorder. It's genetic.
Have you been able to go to different doctors and get yourself tested? And
yeah.
See? You have?
Yes.
And in California?
Yes, but not enough.
Who
I can't find a specialist.
You can't find a specialist?
I can't find a specialist
for who I am. Is there anyone in your life that's willing to pay for a specialist?
Well, they could they would if they had money, but yeah.
Would you be okay if I pay for a specialist for you to go see?
Yeah.
Would you take money from a capitalist to help you go see specialist?
I mean, yeah, sure, why not?
That's fine, right? When the capitalist says, hey, you know what, I want to help you, oh, it's totally fine. Now all of a sudden I'm not really anti-capitalist. That's interesting. But there's more. Let's continue.
Have you go see two, do you live in California?
Yeah.
I'm going to have you go see two specialists. But would you also be open to seeing somebody else I choose as a psychologist that may...
No.
You're not.
No.
So you
choose as a psychologist. You're choosing who gets to determine what my mental health looks like. No.
Okay. Then I wish you nothing but the best.
Yeah. So I think... All right.
I mean, I feel like that was a good offer. It's like, look, I'm gonna pay for it. It's my money. But look, what I want you to do is a catch. I want you to see a psychologist and let's get down to the bottom of what's really going on with you. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Okay. Well, I mean, do you really want help? I can't tell.
When we talk
now, here's some numbers about the monies. Okay, let's get down to talking about, oh, the rich don't pay their fair share. They don't pay taxes. Is that real? Is that really a thing or is it not? Let's check it out.
Talk about the rich people at the top, okay? And you say, well, the rich don't pay enough taxes. Do you know what the bottom 50% of taxpayers in America pay towards the revenue that the government gets in taxes? Do you know what the bottom 50% pays?
Tell me.
2% of taxes. Do you know what the top 1% pays?
There's been several years.
See, now, look. See what she did right there? What she's doing right now, and again, the gender, I don't know. I'm gonna say she. If I missed gender, I am so sorry. Please forgive me. I'm too old to understand what's going on. But at first, she was open, like, okay, how much do the poor people pay? 2%. Or not poor, but bottom 50%. 2% of all taxes. Now, when he's going to hit her with the opposite end of that, how much the rich folks actually pay, you don't want to hear it. So now you're just trying to overtalk them. That is a classic tactic that I've been dealing with for many, many years, debating people.
Do you know what the top 1% pays?
There's been several years.
Do you know what the top 1%?
Do you know? They've been nothing.
No, hang on a second.
Taxes.
This is from the IRS. I'm not writing a blog from Huffington Post.
Sure.
This is not Daily Beast. I'm telling you the story. The top 1% pays 42%
I'll say this: the
of
top
all
1%
tax
is
revenue.
about to pay a lot less in taxes because of the provision
They'll
that just went
actually
into
end up paying
Trump's,
even
your
more
guys'
revenue to
big
the government.
beautiful bill.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
There it is, because that's the thing I hate a lot. It say, oh, well, Trump don't pay no taxes, Elon don't pay no taxes. It's like, are y'all really silly? Are y'all silly? Like, come on, these guys are the ones that pay pretty much all the taxes. Let's just get that clear. Now, this fine gentleman is talking about employment, talking about jobs and money and whatnot. Patrick Bet David has a solution or a proposal to potentially solve his problem. Let's see if he is open or not. Check it out.
On your resume.
It says that.
What do you have on your resume? Skill set. What do you offer?
Transportation expertise, logistics expertise.
You consider yourself a hard worker.
I mean, I feel like
You said
80 hours a week.
That's a
something
hard
like that.
worker.
Sure.
How about we do this? How about I interview you and I give you a job? Would you move to Fort Lauderdale?
Ooh, man, that's Florida. Sure, why not?
Would you move to Fort Lauderdale?
Sure, why not?
How about you and I document this? After this, you come, I do an interview with you and I give you a job. And let's see what you do 90 days later.
Okay, and I'll look up.
See, right there. See, now you're hemming and hawing. Now you're hemming and hawing because I presume the conversation started with him talking about not being able to find work and not being paid enough or whatever the case may be. Now, this guy is super rich. I know Patrick Bet David got to be close to a billionaire, or somewhere in that ballpark, or a high millionaire. Either way it goes, this guy is someone you want to have in your corner. We're talking about employment. He's offering you a job. You're talking about, oh, I got to go check it out. I got to go look into it. Nah, figure all that out after the fact. Accept what he's saying right now, because this is a golden opportunity. But let's continue.
Your company and all that kind of stuff, and I'll see it.
But you see what just happened
regardless,
right there? But watch what you just did.
Sure.
You just said you applied to 477 companies who's not gotten back to you.
Yeah.
A business owner who's hiring aggressively just made an offer to you. You said you're willing to move. Then you said, I'll look at it. You became selective.
I did.
He's also nervous. You see his leg moving? He's very nervous in this moment. Very nervous. So a lot of these people, they are also like kind of like online trolls. I don't know about him specifically, but they're online trolls. They feel very confident when they have the pseudo anonymity to be able to say certain things and do certain things. But when it comes to real life, when it comes to the real world, they're not so confident. They're not so capable. And oftentimes they find themselves in situations like this where they have no employment, where ain't nobody getting back to them, and they can't figure out why. It's because they don't really have the skills necessary to go forward in the economy.
You're willing to move. Then you said, I'll look at it. You became selective.
I didn't say I look at it. If you'd let me finish my sentence.
Go ahead. I want to hear it.
I would like to look into your company to see exactly what you guys do.
You would like to?
Because I don't know what you guys do. Okay. So as far as I'm concerned, I may be wasting my time going. If you guys are a finance company, if you guys are a bank or something like that, I don't have the certifications. I don't have the degrees. So even interviewing me would be a moot point.
What if I gave you a job, period, to work 80 hours a week? Would you take it? And I paid you a reasonable wage.
Are we talking a livable wage or a reasonable wage?
What do you make
whose
right
version
now?
of reasonable are we talking?
Now you squabbling. Now you're squabbling with the guy. You should just really, if I'm in front of Patrick Bet David and I'm in his shoes, I have no jobs. I sent out 477 applications. Obviously, something ain't going right. So I'm going to be open to hearing what this man got to say. But rather than doing that, you want to just argue with him.
Talking about right your now. Version of reasonable or my version of reasonable?
But you see, so now for me, what I'm noticing from you is
I need specifics?
No, not necessarily. No, most of the people I hired need specifics. The difference is I'm trying to hire them. In this instance, you're trying to get a job and you're being selective. It's going to work against you.
I mean, I'm not trying to get a job. Originally, I was trying to ask you where the moral fell.
My offer's off the table
okay,
because you're going to be difficult to work with.
Okay, sure. But my question was, where is my moral failing? Like, where is it that you are saying that I am not working hard enough and I am not doing enough?
I just experienced it right now because the way you just handled this situation.
Got it. So I should accept anything that somebody gives me at first blush if it is a guaranteed thing.
No, not necessarily.
I agreed to do your interview. I agreed to be interviewed by you, and you agreed to consider me for hiring.
Yeah.
So therefore,
So look, okay, I'm gonna ask anybody out there, if this person is across from you, and you're talking to him, this guy right here. If he's across from you trying to get employment anywhere, would you consider him? If it's me, off rip, I'm good. Don't even worry about it. It's fine. Just, you could go ahead, go back to playing Roblox for all I care. All right, so that's pretty much that. Again, that is Patrick Bet David on Jubilee. 1 capitalist versus 20 anti-capitalists. And I think that the capitalists, per usual, won the debate, conversation, whatever you want to call it. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Did you watch the entire thing? Have you just seen certain clips? What do you think about Patrick Bet David's performance? How about those who were going up against him? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. I think a lot of the so-called anti-capitalists just don't understand the way society works. They don't understand the way the world works. And they are struggling to find their footing. They're struggling to find what they're going to do, to find their success, to find their route to financial freedom or some kind of comfort. They're struggling to find it. So their solution is, oh, it must be the fault of the system. No, I don't think so. Go to a communist country, go to Cuba, Venezuela, North Korea, somewhere like that, and see how well you like it there. Compared to the so-called capitalist, disaster of the USA. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.